And we have
And
live.
it says live broadcast going on. Yay. Here we go. Turn on the torch, light up the flame. Time to melt some glass, my friends. There you are. Here I am to explain, to teach, and create again. I need to get something a little higher than that because my voice is a little not that low. Oh well. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching this, whenever you're watching this. Thank you, and welcome to our show of Melting Memories. Tonight we have, of all people, Renee and Loren Shepherd doing their glass blowing by internet live session. And you have me, the host, of course, Lucian Libby, doing his thing, melting glass and making people laugh about how to do glass, and putting up with my puns most of the time.
Lauren and I doing our instruction of glass blowers.
Okay, tonight Renee wanted to try to do a sea turtle. How far have you gotten in what you're doing so far? You've got the disc,
I've got 2.5 legs.
2.5 legs. Now, did you make the shell and then put the flattened disc and then pull it out, or did you do the fold and pull method?
I did the flat disc for the body, and
Okay.
I'm attempting to, but so far
Fold and pull for the legs. Okay. Well, I'm going to catch up with you and probably pass you up. For those of you that are in the, it looks like we've got 2 people watching. Welcome to our show, and we're going to try to get people to learn how to do some glass. That's the whole idea. Right now, I'm going to flatten a disc, and that's going to be my sea turtle. Now, one of the things I've been doing with my sea turtles is and this is just going to be a flattened disc as is. I've been actually putting it in a concave marble mold to make it more rounded off, but this will work out as just okay too, in that that's what you need first is a nice flattened disc. And then if you've got a 3 or 4 millimeter rod handy, and you pulled out some stringers with it anyway, right? With what you were working with. So that's what you've got. And let me go ahead, and I'm going to do the fold and pull method on a couple of these legs, and then another couple I'm going to do the flattening and the pull out like an elephant ear or the front 2 I'm going to do the fold and pull. Actually, let me put myself on the main screen. I don't know if I'm on the main screen or no, I wasn't, but now I am. There I am.
Hello.
Okay. And here we are. I'm going to do another fold and pull. So it's basically pull and fold over and layer it onto the top of that. Pull and fold over and layer on the top of that. And then heat it up. And when you think you've got the right shape that you want, you pull it out a little bit. And there you go. Now, if you can't do that fold and pull, one of the ways that I tell people is you make a flat, you do a blob right in that same spot that you would do the fold and pull, a nice little round blob. And I'm going to do 2 of them and do them both at the same time because it just works out well that way. Okay, now with that, I've got 2 round blobs, and I'm going to heat and press one and then heat and press the other out. There's one fin, and then heat and press the other. There's the other fin. And now what I'm going to do is heat and shape it. And what you're looking for that almost orange color, but not where it's molten, just sort of pliable. And then you could pull it out into the shape of the fin. I'm going to do that again, heat it, touch and pull. And there you go. You got the basic shape of the fin. And now I'm going to put a tail on. If anybody's got any questions or comments while we're talking, I am reading the chat room and saying hi. And if you have something to say, I will try to get to your question or answer your question if you have one. So there's the tail and the fins to this thing. The fins of these things are done, and now I'm going to do the front head, and that's basically going to be right where. Just pull it off right there, and I'm going to do a cold weld on the tail. Actually, better than cold weld. You don't want it to just sort of nip off and fall off while you're working this thing, but sometimes, no matter what you do. So here we go. We're going to pull out the head. Round it off. I do that DQ swirl. That DQ swirl that you saw me just do, you do it in the flame and it thins out and then rounds into itself. That way you don't have a lot of thin, spiky, where you reach for something on your table and all of a sudden you realize you've got a glass splinter in your finger. Oh, by the way, just thought about it the other day, and I came up with a quick solution. If you've got a spike in your finger, this is you take some duct tape and put it over where the spike is, and then pull up with the duct tape, and it usually helps to get the splinter out. It's no fun trying to get a splinter out with tweezers or stuff. Believe me, it just tends to break out and make it even worse. So just remember that. I did it the other day, and it worked out pretty good, and I thought about it from a episode I saw in emergency room or something like that, where somebody got impaled by a cactus, and there was a whole bunch of cactus needles all over him. And what they did was just take duct tape and stick it to it and pull the needles out instead of having to do it one by one, which turned out pretty cool.
Let me take a look.
Okay.
Can you see?
What, huh? Wait a minute. Let me.
Can you see?
Just a second. I'm getting there. Oh yeah, you even got a bail on it too. That's not bad. Not bad indeed. I'm going to put a bail on mine, and I'll be right with you. So you're already done one. What did you need me for then?
I'm still working on that fin thing. That fin thing drives me nuts.
The fins are again, it's all in the making the disc pliable in the right time frame. And again, it's learning when the glass is just the right temperature. And this is one of the things I wish I was. That is one thing that if I was there in person would make a little bit of difference, because I could see the color that you need to make sure that you need to work it in the temperature that you need to work it in. It's sort of like now it's just second nature to me. It's like, okay, now it's right, and it's a subconscious thing, and it's a calculation that I make, and I can see that the color in the glass is just right to work it. Now this is a flat disc sea turtle, but what I'm going to do to it is I'm going to put a blue swirl across the whole turtle shell, and with Boro you can get away with some interesting designs like that. So give me just a second, I'm going to do that, and then we'll go and start working on the fins again. Okay? We'll start right here. Oop, wrong side. Here we go.
I know we're doing the gather and flatten block, right?
Yes.
But how hard would it be to do a Marie or a Maria, whatever, and decorate the top of that, and then put it on a party and add all the legs and head and all that stuff?
Yeah, you could do that too. 19,000 ways to do it and 5 minutes to do it all in. Like I keep telling people, there's 20,000 ways to skin a cat, and you only need one that makes you happy to make it work. I'm just giving you a direction to go in. My way is not set in stone. Not even by a long shot is it set in stone. This is just an image or an idea to get you further down the road at learning glass for yourself. None of mine are, I guess you could say, well, you wouldn't find it in I'd like to think I could put it in the Smithsonian someday, but I don't think you'll find one in the Smithsonian anytime soon.
You know what, though? The biggest, I think, it's not the biggest issue, but this is every issue. You know, ideas about the method we want to go through to produce the thing the way we think it should look, and
Right.
then we put glass quartz and everything goes to hell in a handbasket. It just happens whatever happens. You know,
No,
that,
again, when you're trying to do those fins, and you didn't do too bad with those fins, I'll have to admit, and you need to send me pictures so that we can put it on or put it on the melting memories page, of course. But here we go. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to be on the main screen. And again, what you're looking for is a nice, I want to call it the orange color, but it's this color right there where it's pliable. And it's not to the point where it's starting to round into itself. It's still just that color where it's just pliable. I can't explain it otherwise. It's the elasticity to it is just right, and it's like the consistency of taffy, where again you can see me touch and pull, and there it goes. It's just shaping it. It just does it, and it's which way I tug it is what shape it will take.
right. I've seen that taffy in soft glass without any glow.
Yes,
Do that.
yes. It's may have a glow, but because of the glasses that you are wearing, you can't see it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
But it'll sure burn the dickens out of your fingers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah. That's the one thing that I try to teach, and I haven't. I'm sorry, but is always think hot, unless you know for sure. Because I've done that. I've made a piece, set it down, turned around, looked at something, and then went back to reach for that piece. And I should have known better. We all should know better. But guess what? I reached for it anyway. And I've learned to sing soprano many a time, going woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, well, I passed my first two fingers through the flame the other day, being not careful, and it kind of sent a shiver through my system. I really had to rethink whether or not I wanted to do this for a minute.
Oh yeah, it can really do a number to you. I have to admit, glass is sharp enough to cut you, and it can be hot enough to burn you. And only once,
Yeah.
and only once was it both for me. It was sharp enough to cut me and hot enough to burn me. But I didn't have to worry about it bleeding because it cauterized it.
Okay, so you're doing a fin just on the tip of a rod, so I'm going to try that. I've got 2 pieces of mustard here. I'm going to do the one rod.
Here, let me get you on the main screen. And I'm going to let you, I'm going to watch you work, and I'm going to try to talk you through it a little better.
Okay, can you see my hands very well at all?
Yes.
Do you need to focus down here a little more?
No, you're fine. Right where you're at, I can see everything that's going on. Give me a second. I'm actually making a little seahorse as we were speaking, just sort of chatting and doing it.
That's how I ended up making that turtle. We were talking, and I just decided I would do something with my hand.
Why we were working, yeah. That's and you're already sitting at the torch, and that's what your main goal was, and you're learning to go forward that way, which is really good. I have to applaud you in those respects. And I can remember when there were days that you were very hesitant to want to even get your fingers near the flame to actually work the torch, because you knew that there's a chance of it burning you. And like you said, you just had that happen a little while ago, and it even scared you. So it's
Scares
part of
me to
your
death.
it's
Oh my
part of
God.
it. There's those times
Okay,
where you have to walk away and come back later, believe me.
so I have hot glass in both hands. So I'm going to use this as my paper, and this is my pencil. And I don't
uh,
want this to be glowing, but I want this. So
which
it's
one
just
is the
going to be
disc in?
hot and warm and whatever.
Which one is the disc going to
Paper,
be? The paper? Okay, is it already a disc shape?
just
I
paper.
didn't check it.
So I just,
Did you already flatten it into a disc shape?
okay.
Make a
I
nice
did
little
not
tear,
flatten
almost
it.
a round teardrop thing. Turn it, keep turning. It's a three-dimensional object. You're not turning. Or you are turning and I don't see it. There you go.
She's doing the wiggle
Back and forth
turn.
even. Yeah, even back and forth. That's all. You don't have to keep going round and round and round. But I've learned all those methods. There you go. Take it out, press. There you go. Now heat it up. Both sides again. You got to get it. It's a three-dimensional object, and you got to get it three-dimensionally heated.
Faces.
For those watching in the chat rooms, thanks for watching and appreciate it. And if you have a question that you'd like to ask while we're working away, I do have the chat room open. I may not be able to type into the chat room, but I can at least say hi and answer your question. Okay?
Thank you, Lauren. I'm aware.
Okay. Now take it out. Oh, you're trying to play with it with the tweezers even. That's cool. That works. Now,
I
you
have a
know,
thing.
you might be able to, that would work also in that you've got the fin made right there as is. You heat up, you flatten it before you put it to the actual sea turtle, and then add it to the sea turtle and pull it out from the tip that you got right there, that round, where it's onto the end of the punte there. That
I
might be a
think I
way to
could
do
get
it too.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's fun playing with glass. You just never know what you can accomplish until you sit down and try.
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put me a little blob on this. I'm going to put this in. Let me do this. Let me,
Now,
snap. Let me put weld on it. Let me put a cold weld on it and get it off of this. And then I'll put a blob on this one and put the fin on the blob.
there we go.
Maybe.
You're okay. Round and round she goes.
And even that made it interesting shape.
Thanks,
I love being
JD.
able to do this, you know.
I appreciate you appreciating it. Yeah, JD McLean says, "Hey Lou, appreciate these live demos." Yeah, I enjoy them too. It's part of the fun. You never know what you could actually accomplish. I've actually also been doing some Facebook live demos and getting a whole different crowd of my Facebook friends that that are all over the United States too. Some of them from New Hampshire area and Maine, on downwards to I think I've seen a couple of them from Utah and all over. Just watching my video, and locally too. Some of my local friends, associates there at Walmart. It's pretty cool. You just never know who's checking up on you on Facebook. It's that one color that you're looking for. It's a beautiful color, and usually it's different in different colors. I can't explain that either. Clear, it has like a pink and almost a pinkish orange. I call it orange color, but it's a very unique color. And when you press them together, you just never know what you can come up with, design wise.
Okay. So this is my body shape now.
Okay. Keep it warm.
I gotta keep this fin back in.
Yeah, warm the fin back in. That's a good idea. That's why I usually add blobs, because then you're keeping that body warm and then pressing out those little round discs as it goes. There you go. There's one.
It broke right off.
Beautiful. It looks good. Now, if you had three of those just sitting in a little oven or warmer, or all you'd have to do is just grab it and then pop, 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 pop all together, and then you got your turtle going.
I tried that with a butterfly early on, without the kiln or something to keep it hot.
Oh,
You're right.
yeah.
It's a mess. But
Butterfly is an interesting creature, and Loren has showed interest in that, and that's what we're going to do after you finish that one little turtle there. And I think I'll give you some good ideas on that.
Look at that. Okay. So we're gonna try a different method for the next one. We're gonna try the fold and pull. I think my biggest problem with the fold and pull is I don't like to put enough rice on it.
Again, with the fold and pull, the main idea is that you're trying to make a stringer, but you're folding it onto itself instead of making. It's that's exactly the thickness that you want. Is just the stringer thickness, where it starts touching together and then pulling up and folding over. It's a. That's it. You've almost got that touch and pull going down really good. Fold and pull. It's just a matter of making sure that the glass is molten enough for you, and that's the hard part with a hothead torch and the glass you're using. But you are accomplishing it. That's the main thing. Work with it.
There we go. Yeah.
Slowly pull it out. There you go.
And then I've got my freezer right
And
here.
then then you could just press it out and shape it a little bit more. That's fine. You'll get there to where you don't even have to shape it out later. Very nice. I guess telling you about making the stringer flow, the same idea is, and then once it sort of clicked. I saw that.
It sure did. I was like, huh. Did I get that dumbfounded look on my face?
No, it wasn't a dumbfounded look. It was the aha.
Yeah.
And there you go. Two more to go, and you're good to go. Again, for those that are watching, thanks for watching. And this is the fun part about it, is that Renee is now making progress as we go for her sea turtle. She understands the principle of the fold and pull now, and I guess I explained it better. I haven't really been explaining it. I've just been demoing it. I admit that. And it's a lot of glass blowing. And you've got to understand, especially with the explaining that I have been doing, it's not in a part of the brain that has words and verbal communication going on. It's basically muscle stimuli and memory, muscle memory to make it work in and do the things that you want it to do. But to actually uh, explain what your body is or your fingers are doing to make it work, it it takes a little bit of time and effort. Slow it down, easy. Don't force it. That's and you're getting there.
See that happening too.
It's not going to be perfect every time, and you know that.
Okay.
Hey, I'm creating a monster here, there, Loren. You
Yeah.
let her loose in the world, and that's a good thing, I guess.
And the other option is I go to the store and get eggnog. So this is keeping me busy.
Well, I would take the eggnog.
Oh, Lottie.
Eggnog is some vile stuff.
Yeah, I know. There was a I don't know. It was a science program where uh, they used eggs and the whole 9 yards and it had to cure for like so many almost like a month or something, but it never had any culture that would kill you after the end of the month of cure of brewing it, I guess you could say.
Fermenting.
It might
The
be
term you're
fermenting. I
looking
don't
for.
know. I don't know what it was, but it was um, it was one of those science shows that oh, excuse
Like
me.
cheese.
Looks like you're doing pretty good. You're getting there.
Uh,
The more it got
I
on
was
there,
trying
the more it's harder to get it all together, huh?
to contour the leg a little bit. I took too much off, and rather than try to add a bunch more glass, I'm just take some off this other one.
Yeah.
There we go. Shrink that up. Okay, so now, oopsie daisy. See, that's one thing about taking your eyes off the glass, is it can turn into a blob in a heartbeat, can it?
Yes, and also if you take it out of the flame, it cools down and cracks on you anyway. You just got to keep it warm enough and then put it in the blanket soon enough that it cools down slow enough.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried using the vermiculite stuff?
I've been using it lately over the blanket, yeah.
It
Oh,
does
this is
have
terrible. I don't like it.
finish it. I don't care what it looks like. Finish it. Don't give up on it.
Never give up. Never get surrender.
Those
What is
little
that?
guys.
Galaxy
Yeah, Galaxy Quest. And it exploded.
Yeah, I forgot that.
That's my favorite. I had that before. That is my favorite Galaxy Quest. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah, this is pretty awful, but please break on the cold well. Thank you.
Take it right off. You know, it's not going to put on all the time, which is the thing. You're learning. Again, you put that a month ago, and you know that.
Yeah. I looking
Say,
back when I first started. Huh?
looking for
You won't
and
have
We're having a bad street.
Yeah. You hear, Lauren, we're having a bad streaming experience.
yeah. Okay. How we doing? You gonna put a loop on it too?
I am, but I'm getting the head on it at the moment.
Okay, good. Keep it warm. Keep it uniformly warm, making sure you're bathing it completely. But just to warm it, not to start melting it some more. Remember that. It's touchy glass. There you go.
Gotta keep that head in. Oh, I gotta pick a color for the eyes. Hey,
Yeah. You got any green? No.
I do.
All right, then use green eyes. Too late.
Okay. No, I'm just adding a little bit more to the head. I didn't think it was big enough.
Okay.
So you messed around with hot ice cream. Green eyes. I got green. Ta-da! Oh, that's a good.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore the fact that I can do this. It's been absolutely a bucket list highlight thing.
There you go. I'd like to think that I've accomplished a few things like that. Boy, that's a bulgy eye.
I know, right?
It'll round in.
I like the frogs, though, you know?
Yep.
Okay. So, then I've got my eyes on there. All right, buddy, you need a bail here.
Yeah, put a bail. Now's the time to put the bail on. Looking good.
I'm pretty happy with this one. This is cool.
Well, considering a minute ago you didn't like it, that's not bad.
I am terrible about that, aren't
Yeah.
I?
At least I've what broke off a tail.
Broke off
Broke off on
a front
everything.
leg.
Oh
Oh
well,
well.
just one. Yeah, live with it
More,
if you want to, or now's the time to warm it in. It's all nice and warm.
Lauren, eh,
You'll get
Lauren's
there.
gonna.
Okay. Lauren wants to
Well, I
play.
have a thing to do. I gotta find all the pieces. Is the problem? There it
Ah,
is. Yeah. See, it was hot enough. The when I was warming it out, it was still hot enough that when it broke, when I tapped it off, that leg that dropped off when the
started
pillow caught it,
snapping on your pillow. Yeah.
out into the metal framework, and actually was still soft enough to dip the glass.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
oh well, I know how to do them. I know how to do them. All right,
There you go.
all right.
Time and patience. Patience and time.
You know how you become a good glass blower?
What?
You just break a lot of glass, dude.
Oh yeah, you have to break a lot of glass. That's for sure.
I thought that was omelets.
Yeah. Break a few eggs. Yeah. Okay. What am I looking for, and where is it? Whistle, and it's not going to come to me. for sure.
Instant butterfly wings.
That's what I'm trying to think about how to do. Okay, you're going to love this. I'm going to do this in all clear, of course. That's just the way I've been doing things lately. And it'll look good as a Christmas ornament, if anything else. Okay. I'm going to put myself on the main screen, and we're going to make this work. Okay. This is going to be fun. I'm going to use basically I got a 4mm rod here in my left hand, and I'm going to put a nice round blob on from my right hand to this 4mm rod. Believe it or not, this butterfly is not going to be very, very big, but it's going to be, well, I probably added about 3/8 of a blob of glass there, as you can see the thickness. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side over here. Now, I'm going to warm this one of these discs up. Just one at a time. Don't need to confuse yourself. Now the other. Here we go. Almost there. And press. And they're about even, as you can see. And here's the fun part. You do one disc for one wing and one disc for the other set of wings. For one side and one. All you do is heat it up in the middle and cut. And heat it up in the middle again on the other one and cut.
Oh, just like when we were doing the gingerbread man.
Gingerbread man. And now you pull up one direction for the front wings. Pull up one direction for the front wings. And then pull down in the other direction for the other wings, for the other half of the wing. There you go. Easy peasy Japanesey, right? Yeah, I know. I make it look easy. But it is. And again, that's basically you got right there. You got your flower petals. You make 5 of them. You nip it in, and you got a star if you do it right. Same idea, clipping, the center out of something like that, or to the center, and it works out pretty well. And now I'm making sure that the wings are all sealed together well. And I'll put some antennae on the front of this guy. And now I'm going to pull off the back end of the tail here. And you got one little butterfly. May add some diacrylic to the wings or stuff like that, or you know, your color change or whatever you want to. You can add dots of color or whatever to make your own little butterfly or moth or whatever you want to make it into. It's just a matter of your own imagination going wild. And again, what I'm giving you is a direction to go in. What I am telling you is not written in stone. It's 5,000 ways to do it, or 20,000 ways to skin a cat, and you only need one for you to do the job right for you. Sound like a plan? And let's see how far you've gotten, or what have you done so far?
Well, I'm just now adding the glass to each side of the small stringer.
Okay.
Having an interesting time doing it, but
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I put together.
Now, also, you might want to consider you can make the flat disc and make the disc flat and then put it onto the side of the butterfly if that'll make it a little easier for you. But it's all, you know, again, 5,000 ways to do it. And I was just showing you a quick butterfly.
What about you squeeze this thing? This one, then.
For
That's just
those that are
about the
what?
right size. Yeah, for making a pin, like a lady's pin that goes on her lapel or
Yes,
something.
yes. Or a pendant for, you know, you put a loop on it and you got a little pendant for something there.
Well, not as big as his is. But it wouldn't be
Right.
hard to make it smaller either.
You are correct. Again, for those of you watching in the chat room, I am watching the type in the chat room. Doesn't look like too many people are saying anything, but that's okay. If you have a question, type it in there, and I will, if I see it, I will try to answer it for you. Or after he finishes the butterfly, if you have a request, I'll see about making that real quick too.
So we get everywhere, no matter what I do one of those.
Again, it's getting it hot enough just to in the middle of that petal and nipping it. It takes a little bit of practice. I'll have to admit.
yeah.
Now, also, if you just give it the appearance that you've cut it or made the grooves and then pulled it out in the other directions, that would work too. It can still be one single piece of disc if you understand the principle.
You don't want that to be too fast. I'm not bad.
Well, I have to admit, we've had two people consistently watching. I don't know if one of those people are me and somebody else, but that's pretty cool.
Hello, people. Thank you for
Yeah.
watching.
Yes. Click like if you like the video, I have to admit. And also, if you want to share it with somebody that you feel like needs to learn a little glass blowing lesson that shows that you don't have to be perfect to try to learn glass. As you can see, my table is definitely not perfect. I mean, it's has that lived in look.
That was very bad.
Oh yeah, I can see the four sections now from here. That's cool. And all you do is just heat and tuft on each one of those little parts there. And I say tuft, I mean pull slightly. Got any ideas for Valentine's gifts? Need us
Heart.
need to stock my case soon. Okay, I can do a quick heart. That's one of the ideas. There.
Y'all that. All you gotta do is put a blob on the end, flatten it, split it, pull it out, and do your heart shape for the veil on it, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I'm
I
asking.
can. Yeah, I can do a quick demo on a heart. How's that sound for you there, JD? Gives you a little idea.
Oh, I wasn't looking at the chat room. I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah, that's what JD he says. Got any ideas for Valentine's gifts? Is what it says. Need to stock my case soon. But yeah, I'll give a quick demo on a heart, and it's fairly simple and has its moments. It's looking good, Lauren. You know, it's your attention to detail, and uh, that has been, I wouldn't say a flaw with you, but you want it to be perfect the first time. You need to just let it happen and realize you will learn and get better.
By no means perfect, but I like it.
That's the main thing.
Uh,
Did you break it off again?
no,
Heat
I
it.
was trying to break it up wells,
Heat it.
and it
Heat it.
wouldn't.
Yeah. No, sometimes the welds I noticed heat it and just make sure that it melts out well at that one spot. That's all. You're okay. Ease it out. There you go. That DQ swirl does come in handy. I mean, I don't know how many glass slivers and splinters that I stabbed in my fingers before and said a few choice words under my breath.
Oh, I don't mumble.
All right. I do. I think sometimes the worst words I say coming out of my mouth are HE double toothpicks or damn or double damn. But just not my.
I kind of have a liking for Palma Beach.
Yeah, there you go.
Exciting.
So now you can add
Okay.
butterfly to your repertoire, huh?
Yep, expanding that repertoire.
There you go, expanding it, shape by shape, piece by piece. And you'll be surprised that one day somebody will ask you to do something. You'll think to yourself, yeah, if I take this animal that I know how to do and this animal that I know how to do and take a little bit of this one and a little bit of that one and make that new animal. And it's like, whoa, why didn't I think of this before? But that's the way it works. It's you finally start to see uh, shape for shape and realize that you can just put them together in a little bit different way and make a totally different animal. It's amazing sometimes. Okay, let me do a real quick heart. This is cool, easy, and I can have one done in a matter of minutes. There we go. Right now, all I have on my 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 torch is my 5 liter per minute concentrator. I could make this go a little faster if I put the 10 liter per minute on there, but I'm not going to. And if you want to try to do another butterfly or what, is that what you're trying to do there, Lauren?
Actually, I was thinking along the butterfly wings and doing a heart, doing that kind of an idea.
Okay. the heart is very, very, very simple. Believe it or not, you do have a like a butter knife or something like that around.
Um, I got lots to tell you. I've got my little paddle tool.
A stainless steel. I usually keep a butter knife like this around. It does wonders to help you groove like a gill to a shark or something like that, or little things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Almost there to where I like the thickness and size for the heart. Almost a little bit more. That'll work. And press. A lot of my shapes lately have come out of that round disc, like I said, but so
Had you
learning
been
that.
doing?
What's that?
Had you been doing that before, or is that something new?
No, it's just that the most of the ornaments that I've been doing, I've been producing them out of this round disc, basically. Now, here we go. This is where it gets just a little bit complicated. You heat up the top of this round disc and press in and peel a little bit to one side and peel a little bit to the other side, and then go back in and press it out a little bit, and now you've got the heart-shaped bump. And now the bail on it is very simple, straightforward. Now you can do it from the middle, but most people like to hang it from one side, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to just put the bail or the loop from, heat it up, curl it over, and just let it loop down onto itself. Oops. There we go. Now I take and ream that loop out a little bit, or the bail, or whatever you want to call it. I call it a loop. Here we go, loop-de-loo. Okay. Last bit of this thing is all you have to do is heat it up down at the bottom and pull it off into the point. And you've got one heart. Now, if you ever get into silver or gold fuming, you could quickly fume it with silver or gold, and it would come out gold colored if you use silver, and a pink and gold luster if you use the gold, which is interesting. I never have figured that out, how the gold color would come from silver, and the actual pink and gold luster comes from gold. Who knew, right? And with that, let's see what you're up to.
I'm about ready to pull it off the rod. Let's see what it does.
Oh, that's good that you made the octopus after you. She loves it. Good. That's a good thing. Did you get the 8 legs on the octopus, JD? Anyway. So what did you finished another one and put it right into the oven? I missed it. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It turned out quite nicely, I think. It even had
Good.
a bail on it.
All right. Well, I'll have to admit I'm going to I've got to call it quits for the night because I've got to actually I take a nap before I go to work tonight. I work from 11 to 7 in the morning.
Yikes.
Oh, he only made a sexapus instead of an octopus. Oh, wait a minute. No, oh, okay, you did make all 8 legs. Sorry, I read it wrong. That's cool. Hey, some of my first octopuses didn't have all 8 legs. Sometimes they came out with 7, and sometimes it came out with 6. I mean, you can get away sometimes with just the appearance thereof. It doesn't have to be. It's only after somebody wants to get complicated and actually count numbers and say, "Hey, this has only 8 or I mean 7 or 6 legs." Those are the ones. Those are the people that you can't satisfy anyway.
Circle
Yeah.
of life in a great big ocean, baby.
Yeah, there's customers out there that will always say, "Yeah, can you make it a bigger, smaller size, or a green or yellow instead of a yellow greener color?" It's like, "Oh, please, it's what I've got, and you can't change what I got." Okay. Well, to some extent, you can make it bigger or smaller, but still. With that, I think I'm going to call it quits for the night, guys. And we'll talk for just a short, and then. But for those that are watching, thanks for watching, and we appreciate you being there. And for all of those people, put those thumbs up and say, "Hey, it was a great show," and also share it with your friends and tell people about it. That's how I make my money on this thing. And when I tell you about making money, I mean in the since I've been doing this since January, I think I've made about $25 in cash that I haven't seen yet, but that's about all I've done. So, but it'll be there in the long run, and it accumulates. That's the cool thing. Even 10 years from now, people can still be watching it and click on it. So that's a cool thing. So thank you very much, people, for being there. And as always, enjoy your day.